Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Arts Council of Surrey Community Gallery, hosted here at the Newton Cultural Centre. My name is Wendy Mould. I am the producer of ACS Gallery Talks. I'm here today to introduce you to our featured artists for March. We have a real gathering this month. 2 photographers, Rai Gruntorad, and 2 potters representing the Fraser Valley Potters Guild, Giovanni Cameron and Linda Ward. Works by these artists are here until March 29th. You may view their work online at the artscouncilofsurrey.ca or in person here at the gallery. Rai's show is called Through the Lens, Exploring Nature. is looking to a future in filmmaking and is honing her skills in photography right now. Her show reflects her interest in nature around her. Gruntorad's show is called 60 Years of Passion Behind the Lens. Helmut has a passion for photography that he developed as a young teenager. His career was in advertising and marketing with an emphasis on his photography. And now retired, he continues with photography, branching out into new subjects and photograph adventures. The Potters also have a story with their work. Giovanni Cameron specializes in soda firing and has work bathed with a warm glow from the firing, while Linda Ward favors wood firing, and her work sparkles with drawings and sculptures of nature. I look forward to talking with all of the artists and learning more about their passion. Let's meet the artists.
So hi, Avenir. It's really nice to meet you and to see some of your work. I'm a photographer. Tell us about that. Why are you enjoying photography?
So thank you for having me here. I like photography because I like to capture the beauty of the nature and the things that are around us, and it makes me feel that I am capturing the most beautiful things that we have, that God gave us as human beings. So yeah.
Oh, neat. And so is there a message you want to leave your viewers with when they look at your work?
I think I want to give the message to the viewers that take time to notice the beautiful things and the lessons around you in everything, and just keep going even though the things are tough. Just keep doing it, and every step forward brings you close to where you want to be.
Yes. Now this little guy here that's peeking over your shoulder, what can you tell us about this picture? What's important about it?
I grew up in Rai Factory, Kapusla. So there was this man-made lake where I used to go as a kid, and there was these beautiful creatures. So it just reminds me of back home. It is just a part of me. So yeah.
Yes. And he has such an interesting look about him. You really captured him. Now there's one other picture here that you were going to tell us about as well. And what is its importance to you? It's the administration quarters that are in your hometown where you came from. Is that right?
It was administrative headquarters of Maharaja Jagmeet Singh in Kapurthala, Punjab, and his wife was from Paris. So that's why most of his buildings, or the historical buildings that are related to him, are inspired by French architecture, so that his wife don't feel like she's not home. And the city is also known as Paris of Punjab. And yeah, that's it.
That's kind of interesting. I really hadn't thought of going into a city in the Punjab and I would see Paris and the cities from things from Paris. So that's kind of cool as well. I notice you have a lot of other interesting pictures for us to look at, but thank you very much for talking with me today about your art.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Helmut. Really nice to chat with you today about your photography and your show. What a neat name. What is it here? 60 years of passion behind the lens? That sounds like quite an odyssey you've been on.
It's been a long but very exciting journey. I started photography at age 12. I was born and raised in Vienna, so introduction to the arts came very early. Of course, we have these fabulous museums. So started photography at age 12, did some darkroom work, and at age 15, I did 4 years of high school. I had to decide what I wanted to do for a living. So my parents thought photography was not a really great opportunity to make a living. So I decided to become a gold and silversmith. So I had a 4-year apprenticeship and started enrolling in an online photography course, which was called The Famous Photographers, which was an American type online schooling, which was a great experience. So after I finished my apprenticeship, I worked as a goldsmith, and in 1972, on a visit to Canada, it actually turned out into a 45-year career in advertising and marketing. And photography was a big part of it, and it was a very, very wonderful, very successful career.
Right, right. And so now, what are you at now?
I'm currently on the board of directors for several arts organizations, which is very enjoyable, including Wendy. It's my pleasure to work with her. And I'm also currently vice president for the Surrey Photography Club, which we do a lot of workshops. We have been invited to dance companies. So we're very active as a small club. And it's great enjoyment in my retirement.
Neat. So your photography has become your life?
Well, it's continued life.
Right.
So.
Well, it's really nice to chat with you today, Helmut.
Okay, it's a pleasure, and I really hope everyone will come and visit the show.
Yes.
Thank you, Andy.
All right. Hello, Giovanna. It's really nice to chat with you about your work today. And you're a potter, and I love pottery, by the way. So I'm really looking forward to hearing you talk about it. Why, and what is your why for being in pottery? What keeps you going?
Well, before I started taking lessons, I really enjoyed touching and feeling pottery. And so opportunity arose to take lessons. I started taking lessons, and then once that happened, I was hooked. And so I continued to do courses and things like that while I worked and raised my children. But I tried different firing techniques, and one of them is soda firing, which I do at the Shadbolt Center for the Arts. And the interesting thing about soda firing, although it's a gas kiln, the last 2 hours of the firing, we introduce sodium bicarbonate every 20 minutes by spraying it into the peat holes. And what that does is, as the sodium goes into the kiln, it vaporizes because it's quite hot, and the sodium is attracted to the silica in the pots and in the glazes and in the slips, and you get what's called orange peel. So you get a mottled look. So this is kind of an example of it. This is a different example of it. This has got a blue tinge, different example of it. So it encapsulates the pot and gives it this interesting and unique finish.
But it doesn't do the inside, is that?
No, it doesn't do the inside, and so you have to glaze the inside. The only time it does the inside if it's a low flat plate.
I see. Oh, neat, because it really does give a very lovely glow to us. Yes, a really warm feeling, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely warm.
Right.
If you're into cool, hard colors, you're not going to get that in a soda kiln.
Oh, interesting. So now you're part of the Fraser Valley Guild, and I understand this is a special time for the Guild?
Yes, I am on the executive of the Fraser Valley Potters Guild, and this year is our 50th anniversary, and we're having a 50th anniversary show at the Italian Cultural Center in May. So we're kind of excited about that. And what that does, it showcases at least one piece of anybody who's entered into the show work, and it's juried. So we're quite excited. This year will be our 50th.
That is exciting, and yes, I imagine with all this firing and all this work that's involved in the firing, it's quite a collegial group and very supportive to each other and those kind
Oh,
of.
absolutely, because we also have the opportunity for members to be a part of a soda firing. It's just part of the Fraser Valley, and wood firing, and we do pit firing. We put on workshops.
Oh my
We
goodness.
have guest speakers once a month. It is a very valuable guild to belong to.
Neat. Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed learning about that. I must admit my knowledge of pottery was related to buying it and just the little small kilns, and I had no idea there were so many other things involved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hello, Linda.
Hello, Wendy.
It's really nice to see you today and to talk to you about your work. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. You have some beautiful work here, and all that line work on your vases really attracts me. So let's hear your story. Why do you do pottery? What brings you to it?
I've always wanted to do pottery since I was a young person. I'm attracted to the earthiness of it, and just keeps me in tune with nature, I think. As you can see, most of my pots, they have some kind of animal or a flora or fauna on it. That's what I'm attracted to, and it gives me a way of expressing myself. So,
Yeah, now I noticed that you do some different things. First of all, your drawing, of course, which totally attracts me, but also sculpture too. You do some sculptures as well for some of your pieces?
yeah, both of them going back to nature, but I like to, I do engraving on the pots. They're in relief. You can see I've carved it and then filled in around it with black and then wiped it back just to accentuate it. And I've also done some sculptures as well. One of the pots has some owls as handles on it.
Oh yes, the dual owl piece. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I've also done some busts of some bird heads and for wall hangings and whatnot. I really enjoy doing that as well. We're doing sculpting lids, animals or birds for lids on pots.
Neat, neat. And now also something with seashells you were telling me as well? And
Yeah, some of the pieces are fired on their side. You put the seashells down and you fire them horizontally instead of vertically, and then it leaves the imprint. When the clay gets up to like 2300 degrees, it becomes very soft. So then the imprint of the seashells goes into the pot. So it's just another way of having a natural effect. I've tried many different kinds of pottery, like glazing, and I always go back to the wood firing because it's such a natural thing, whereas sometimes glazes can get a little bit garish looking. So that's just what I prefer. Other people would prefer something else, but to me it seems so much more natural.
And I understand that the wood firing process is like an 8-hour filling the kiln and then 36 hours monitoring it. So what is that? That must make your community quite a cohesive group, doesn't it?
It does, it does. Yeah, we take shifts doing loading because you're inside of the kiln on your knees loading the shells, and each person takes about a 2-hour shift. So it can take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to load it, and then we don't start firing it till the next morning, and we have generally 12 people, and we each do different shifts, 6-hour shifts, so that we can have a couple people on each shift. And then, but you're stoking wood around a really hot kiln, moving all the time, so it gets a little tiring, so it's great to have someone come in and
Oh my goodness,
spell you
what
out.
a,
So,
oh wow, I'm sure, yeah. So
yeah.
quite a cohesive community really working together. It's not a single, I'm going to go off and fire something situation, is it?
No, exactly, and,
Yeah.
it's made a pretty tight group. The people are changing all the time, but made so many friends
Oh yes,
in this process.
yeah.
Yeah. So, because you're firing like say for 36 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to know each other's work too, because everybody has everybody can go in a class and take the whole same thing, but they always come out looking different because everybody adds their own little touch to it. So
Isn't that the same with all artists?
Yeah.
Yes, doesn't matter the medium.
yeah, so awesome to see that.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. That was really interesting, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you, Abernir Ray, Helmut Gertrude, Giovanni Cameron, and Linda Ward, for sharing your ideas and art with me today. I really enjoyed learning about your passion and how you project it into your work. The shows can be seen here at the Newton Cultural Centre until March 29th, 2025, or online at theartscouncilofsurrey.ca.